Well, hello everyone. It is Friday evening. Wanted to do another forecast update video and look at yet another day and actually several days of severe weather that's expected for our weekend. So, Saturday and Sunday, as well as Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at a very minimum. So, we're in an extremely active period for severe weather these last 7 to 8 days, dating back to around last Thursday, Friday of last week, have just been honestly insane, probably even historic when it comes to just how many days and tornadoes there have been, and sadly destructive ones at that. So, we're looking at yet again more severe weather tomorrow, potentially significant. So, wanted to take a look at that. This is our view of the next several days. Today, we have a risk, and we currently have had some tornadoes out in kind of western, central to western Texas. Tomorrow, a lot of those same areas around the Midland, Odessa area. Potentially, maybe a little bit of a day off on Sunday, possibly some severe weather across much of Texas, maybe into Oklahoma and Arkansas, and then really ramps up on Monday into Tuesday in the Midwest and the kind of Missouri River Valley, and then yet again Arkansas, Texas, Oklahoma for our Wednesday as well. So let's take a look specifically at our day two outlook. So that would be for our Saturday. We do have a level 3 out of 5 enhanced risk here for West Texas, maybe a piece of southeastern New Mexico. Mainly looks like from areas from around Big Spring, Texas to Midland, Odessa, maybe down to around Fort Smith for tomorrow. And we do have a pretty decent tornado risk as of this outlook. We do have kind of a bullseye here. This is a 10% hatched tornado risk. So not only is that a higher risk for tornadoes, but anywhere that you see these hatch marks, that means that there is a chance of a long track, very, very strong tornado like we've seen a couple times recently over the last several days. So a little bit further west tomorrow than these last couple days, but definitely looks like it could be a significant severe weather day. Also wanted to touch on Monday. Let's look at day 4 here. Monday, this could be a very significant severe weather day for a large chunk of Tornado Alley, really from much of Nebraska to much of Kansas, Oklahoma, and even north and northwest Texas. Still a little bit far out to know exact details and timing, but the models are showing a very potent storm system coming into the Great Plains with plentiful moisture. We could see significant severe weather, possibly even a tornado outbreak. So, does look like Monday will be a very significant event, and that bears watching. But I'm going to focus a little bit more on our threat for tomorrow. So that's again Saturday. Let's look at our HRRR model here and just look at kind of what our dew points are going to look like. And so if we move forward in time here, this is showing Friday now as we get to around lunch hour tomorrow, Saturday. And so what we can see is we have 65, you know, low to mid 60s dew points all the way here into the Fort Stockton area and Midland, Odessa, and then better moisture just off to the east here from San Angelo, where we've got mid to upper 60s dew points and then 70s not far behind that. And what we can see is that as we move forward in time here, you can see that moisture really being pulled inward towards New Mexico. And we're going to have a little bit of a surface low that sets up over here somewhere. And that's going to help to really pull that moisture forward throughout our Saturday, as well as help those winds to back out of the southeast and east. And that's also going to really, really bring in not only moisture, but those low level winds that are typically good ingredients for tornado genesis. So that's something that we'll have to watch throughout the day, but does look like we're going to have plentiful moisture, especially this far west in West Texas. I think another way to kind of see this is if we look at our theta E here, what you can see is that these colors, anywhere that you see the brighter oranges, reds, pinks, whitish colors, those are our higher theta E values. What that means is that it's kind of a combination between temperature and moisture that kind of mirrors to, or kind of, I guess, matches together to create a little bit more of that. Where is the atmosphere the most ripe for severe weather? And so what we can see is that also these black barbs, these are our wind barbs. And so this shows the direction that our winds are out of. So as we move forward in time here throughout the day, we see that those colors really start to get a lot more aggressive is probably not the right word, but a lot more of those oranges, reds, even almost some of those pinks. And here by about 5 o'clock, we can see that all these wind barbs are pointing from the southeast to the northwest. And so that's showing that these winds are just funneling in and bringing in that moisture and that instability with it. And you can then start to see some storms that fire off here, kind of right in the Pecos Valley of Texas, as well as up here in the southern panhandle, kind of right around this cold front that we can see here. And so we're going to have a lot of winds out of the southeast that could definitely get some storms to have the potential for tornadoes. And again, maybe even a significant tornado or two. So that is definitely worth watching. Let's look at just our kind of estimated reflectivity when we look at radar. So as we move forward in time here, let's start here. This would be our lunch hour. We may have a couple storms up here around the Lubbock area, maybe Lubbock to Abilene, a couple storms probably north of the cold front. Then as we move forward in time here over the afternoon, we can see actually several strong storms, likely a little bit elevated, probably not big, not tornado producers up here. They may be north of the cold front and more of a large hail threat is what's very likely with these. But really from around kind of that northwest Texas Childress area across Lubbock and the South Plains all the way over here into New Mexico does look likely. And then what you can see is one storm starting to fire here, out here around the I-20, I-10 merger, even a little bit west of Fort Stockton. And then as we progress in time here, 2 more hours, we can see not only these storms blowing up here, but a pretty large supercell here, somewhere between Midland, Odessa, and Fort Stockton, it appears. And this storm's going to gradually track off to the southeast with time and a little bit possibly expand, but still be kind of by itself here. So that definitely has me interested as a storm chaser. I am going to plan to make my way out west here tomorrow, but a little bit isolated here on the southern end around Fort Stockton. Always one of my favorite areas to chase, but definitely looks interesting. But again, a lot of storms here. They somewhat congeal into an MCS or a big storm complex, and then they tend to move off to the east southeast with time, and then more of an east into the metroplex for your Saturday night into Sunday morning. So that's what we're looking at here. Again, a little bit too far out to know about Monday, but definitely keep that on your radar. Could be a very significant severe weather day. And again, I wouldn't expect this to be very severe at this hour of the night. So again, most of the severe weather will be confined to the Panhandle and West Texas more than likely for our Saturday. So hope everybody's having a great week. If you want to watch any tornado content or anything like that, a lot of recent footage on my YouTube page, so check some of those videos out, and definitely stay weather aware over these next several days as we're right in the heart of severe weather season. I'll see you back here for the next video.